Hey y'all, what's up? It's Joanna Leaves and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a growth updates video. All right, y'all. So today's video was supposed to be a repotting chat, but I fumbled major fumbled that bag on that video. So unfortunately, I have to push the same questions that I was trying to answer in the repotting chat where I actually did repot the plants, but then it just technical difficulties. Because of that, I am going to actually push that repot and chat and those questions to next week. So before we get into the video, I do want to say if y'all have anything that you want to hear me talk about, and it doesn't have to just be plants. I got some questions about like motherhood, questions about like the plant community, but also anything. Just give me some things to talk about. I'm actually a yapper, but I just need topics. I need a topic to focus on for the video. So if y'all have any ideas, please go ahead and put them in there. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So I am going to be doing a collective growth update video for 3 separate haul videos that I actually filmed this year. So all of them are actually going to be from Gabriella Plants. I just decided that because they're all from the same place that I might as well just show the updates and then give my thoughts at the end. So I get asked a lot if like the plants from Gabriella Plants actually hold up. Transparently, a lot of my collection would not be here if it weren't from Gabriella Plants. In fact, I don't think I have a single begonia in my collection right now that's not from As a matter of fact, I don't have a single begonia that's not from Gabriella Plants. I don't have a single philodendron that's not from Gabriella Plants. As a matter of fact, a lot of my plants are from Gabriella Plants. So even my big anthurium right here, she is from Gabriella Plants. So I will name that I know I rock with them. You know what I'm saying? And I know they doing me good, but I wanted to go through and see what really happened with this list of plants that we got here. Like what's really going on? So let's go ahead and start with video number 1. In this video, I unboxed 7 different plants. The first plant that I got was a Syngonium albo. Let me put in a clip right here, or maybe I'll just put the clip over me. This Syngonium albo, when I got it, was cute. I was very excited for it. It had a couple leaves, I think, that might have had the half moon variegation, I believe. And it grew, it got tall, and then I downsized it. And then I was gonna ship a piece out, and I don't know what happened, but it was a propagation too that had established. It became something, and then I don't know what I did, but the plant melted, she disappeared. I have no clue. So this plant really and truly, like, it didn't die because I don't think it died because of anything they did, because at this point, the part of the plant that I had that died wasn't the base of the plant. It was literally a propagation. I actually think I sold the base of the plant. I sold multiple cuttings of the plant, actually. I chopped it up and I sold off those cuttings. So really and truly, I don't have any negative things to say about it. I will say though that the growth profile sometimes of Syngoniums in general, it could be a little confusing. I'm actually looking at my Syngonium mojito right now, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, baby, you confuse me. Like, they grow upright, but something that throws me off about plants that grow upright but aren't necessarily climbers. Well, I think the Syngonium is a climber, so maybe it actually just doesn't need a pole. There's the answer. It does need a pole, but like some cane begonias, they be throwing me off. Like, why can't you stand up on your own? Like, what is that about? Anyway, the next plant I unboxed is this Begonia Black Magic. So I really wanted one of these plants because at that time I don't think I had a dark plant in my collection like that, and I really wanted one. And I had seen people unboxing them, so I really wanted to get me one. And I'm so glad I did, because she's still here, she's still thriving. Let me get her for y'all. Let me show y'all what she's looking like. All right, so this is my current Begonia Black Magic. It is long. It's getting bushy. It's very big, very in charge. I actually just realized, I'm glad I picked it up because it actually does need to be watered. It has grown obviously significantly since that video. Y'all can literally see this plant is light as air. So let me actually make sure I set her down to water her right now. But I'm really I love this plant. I love this plant. I love. I think between this and the Maurice Amy, these are my like go-to cane begonias right now. I do like the maculata. How could I say that? Because this is technically, I guess, a cane begonia. I love this. And you know what I'm just now realizing? I ain't even pulled my girl out. and show y'all my girl for the Halloween video. She a real Halloween plant, but that's neither here nor there. This begonia black magic has grown so much, and I'm telling you, this is a plant that actually it's not that it does not thrive on neglect. Don't let the people tell y'all that it does not thrive on neglect. However, for a lot of my other begonias, leaves might come off, but you know, they grow really fast, so you don't really. But this one, I noticed, like right now, you would think, because of how light this pot is, you would think that leaves would just be falling down, but they not. I got this plant growing up the stake, hanging down to the side. It's throwing another growth point over here, and like it just branches. It just does its own thing. I love this plant. I have not had to do much. All I had to do was repot it once, and it is not due for another repot now. Since I repotted it, I actually did upsize it quite a bit when I did decide to repot or up pot or whatever pot. When I decided to do that, I put it in a much bigger pot than people technically recommend. Also, oh my god, it's doing the thing. It's doing the thing. So at the base of like sometimes like a begonia black magic will throw out a new vine and it'll be polka dot. Instead of being like black, it will just be polka dot. And I'm literally seeing that down here. I don't know if I could get y'all to see it. I don't know if I'll be able to get y'all to see it, but some of the leaves, they might come out and just be like polka dotted. For some reason, like the begonia black magics will do that. I am grateful that the leaves growing up here are not necessarily doing that, but I know that some people have like shown like, oh, they chop it and then the new growth, instead of it being just like this dark green color, it will actually be polka dot. I want to try that by taking a cutting of it. I do actually really enjoy the plant looking like this, so I'm gonna try to do my best to not mess her up so that I can continue to have me a nice, you know what I'm saying, a nice steady growing pot of Miss Begonia Black Magic. And also get up on them red backs. Get up on the red backs. Yeah, this plant has clearly done so much. Like look how much growth. Like this outward growth too, because I know y'all probably like, girl, where you put this at? So how my begonia shelf is set up, this kind of adds like a lot of lush and fills in filler space. That can be chaotic when it comes to pests, I will say. I don't have pests currently, for real, and I do spray my plants regularly. My begonia section in particular, I will take them plants out and just spray them leaves every once in a while. But yeah, it just adds to the ambiance. I like this plant. I'm just still yapping away. But she's a good one. She really is. She is a really good one. I'm gonna set her down because I do need to water her. But yeah, I don't have any negative things to say about her. And she has grown, obviously, significantly since I got her. All right, the next plant that I got in that video was a Hoya caudata. I still have that plant, but let me first show y'all. So this is what she was looking like when I first got her. I was so excited to have the plant. I really liked the texture. I think it was one of my first textured Hoyas. It's actually sitting right on over here. Listen, I know that I keep saying everywhere that people will listen to me that this plant is looking a mess, but I keep doing nothing about it. So at this point, I'm not gonna say that the plant is looking a mess. In fact, I really do like this leaf right here. I really do like this one right here. Yeah, this is what I came here for. It has obviously grown significantly since I've gotten it, and it's actually in the process of putting out a few more leaves. There are there was like a little new set. Yeah, there's a new set right here. These are very cute. They're still soft, so they're still, you know what I'm saying, trying to do their thing. They still brand spanking. It's clearly putting out 1, 2. Am I dragging it? Is it just 2? I'm so funny. Not me saying it's clearly putting out, getting ready to lie and say it's putting out OD leaves. Oh no, it's putting out about like 4 or 5. Oh, it's putting out 5 different leaves right now, which is very, very thrilling. When the leaves first come out, let me let y'all see that. You see how it look? It looks a bit frightening. Not gonna lie. It'd be having me double back in. I'd be having to double check again, make sure, you know, look again. Cause it's very fuzzy. You can almost mistake it for a cotton ball, and y'all already know what you can mistake that for once you start seeing a cottony looking hook. Yuck. As a matter of fact, on a side note, I saw somebody dressed up as a mealybug for Halloween, and I will say frightening sights. Shout out to that person for doing that. That's a good costume right there. But anywho, this one has grown. It's been a dream. Like, I mean, it's growing. Like it's covering, it's taking over the trellis. I can't really say much because it's really my fault if it looks a mess because I refuse to trellis it properly. And then every time I think I'm gonna trellis it properly, it starts growing new leaves. So then I don't want to do anything until the leaves harden off. And then I get lazy again and I just keep repeating the cycle. But she is a nice plant. She's a very nice plant. She's a real nice plant. I don't have much else to say. And also I have reduced some of the sun stressing simply by moving her out of the direct line of fire of the grow light. And I think I am enjoying it now that it's not just like all red. Okay, so the next plant that I unboxed in that video was a Hoya sigillatus, but the round leaf, and you can see it right over here. Yeah, we don't have her. She's gone. So let me tell you exactly what happened. I already talked about it in my Hoya collection video, but I'll talk about it again. I was taking something out of this dresser right here. It actually used to be where those two stands are over there. And because like my attic, it's not fully leveled. Look, it be like that sometimes. So when I pulled the drawer, it like came out much harder than I thought. And the dresser kind of like moved a little bit. So the sigillatus, both of them actually, the round leaf and the round leaf and the, I guess the OG form, whatever, the regular form, both of those fell off. That, my what is it called? My out of variegated latifolia, pubicalis. Yo, so many of these Hoyas have just dropped. But anywho, those four fell, hit the ground, tumble, crash. Now the round leaf took it the hardest. It like fully was out of its pot, roots, it was a mess. I had to restart the plant. Now in restarting the plant, I thought I was gonna have another plant. Restarted it, it took 75 million years to do anything. I mean, like it took forever to root. And then it also took even longer to just like put out a vine. And then eventually I got tired of looking at it as one, like it was literally like a one leaf or one or two leaf cutting inside of some like perlite and water. And I was like, I can't. So I gave that plant up. And by gave it up, I mean, I let it go from my house. It was gone. It's gone. I couldn't do it. It wasn't growing properly. Every time it did try to start a new growth point, it would die off. And I was just like, I don't know what to do with you. So I gave up on that one. Okay, so the next plant I ordered was the Hoya surigauensis. When I ordered this plant, I remember being like, ooh, is something going on with it? I felt the type of way. I was a little bit nervous. But you know, I kept it. Listen, it's a lot of damage on this plant, and it's really because it's next to my dresser and I sometimes just close the drawer on it. But this also makes me know she really is a strong contender. She's meant to be in this house. She really is. This is my Hoya surigauensis. Now, I also told y'all last time that I talked to y'all about her that she was putting out some 2 new leaves, and they right here. She's still putting them out. Every time she puts out leaves, she does have these like weird like black marks on them, but they always fade. I think it's just a product of it like expanding as it comes out, because both of these 2 giant ones had that before they expanded. So she's putting out the new leaf over there. I think she's actually also putting out 2 new leaves over... Am I bugging? Like, is it gonna keep? Yes, putting out 2 new leaves over here as well. And then it also has a growth point up at the top. So this plant has been, you know, doing well. I have told the story about this plant already on this channel, but you know what? I might as well say it again. Essentially, I thought the plant, you know, when it came, it had like this weird scarring on the back of the leaves, and I got stressed out about it. I chopped all those leaves off. I put some systemic into the pot. I think I ended up potting it too, because it was significantly like root bound in the former pot that it was in. So much so that it was like always drying out. Like it was drying very quickly. So I potted it into a bigger pot. It was in a 3-inch. Now I think it's in a 4-inch or whatever this is. And then I just continued caring for it. And in doing so, after chopping off so many of those leaves, I ended up getting these 2 new ones here. I have 2 coming out right here, another 2 coming up here, and then the growth point activated there. There's another growth point activated down below. There's so much going on. There is literally so much going on. And I really appreciate this plant. I'm excited for this plant, like with these thick, like nice thick dark leaves, to kind of just take over. And then also, I don't have this plant in like super bright light. It actually sits on the floor, and then this like Sansi light actually is its light source. So I guess it's kind of in a very low light condition. We're not finna change it, but I do know that she is getting low light. That is low light conditions. Now, the next plant that I got in that same first haul was the Hoya UT039. I don't have her. I'm not even gonna lie. She's gone. What happened to her? I didn't like her. I did not like how she was growing. Her growth profile just looked not for me. So it has a similar growth profile as the Imperialis. The only thing is though, the leaves on the Imperialis are so big that it allows it to continue to look nice as it's just growing stacked up, standing upright. The UT039 was doing something like that, but the leaves were just coming out wonky. Actually, that's what was sad. The leaves were coming out wonky. Everything was, I just did not like it. And transparently, I did not like how it was growing, nor like any characteristic on the plant enough for me to try more than like the little 1-2 times. So the first wonky leaf, I thought, let me change something up. Second wonky leaf, I thought, let me change something up. Third time, I said, okay, get out. You're not for me. Get out. You're not for me. You are not for me. And I let that go from my life. All right. The next plant from the same first haul is actually one of my favorite Hoyas ever, and it is the Hoya Noel. So when I unboxed it, y'all could see her here. She was a little witty bitty baby, and she has since blossomed. She has grown. She looks good. Let me bring her out. Okay, so this is my Hoya Noel. Here, let me show y'all. Okay, so this is my Hoya Noel. And again, I know that if you just watched my Hoya collection video, you would have already seen this, but I might as well show it again. Here's what she's looking like right now. These are all of her leaves. She's got this new babe here, which is sun stressing. I didn't think it would underneath the Barinas, but I guess it still continues to do it. It is fading a little bit on some of the older leaves, which I kind of appreciate, not gonna hold you, because I want to see her go back to her green days. I love this. I adore this plant so much. I trellised it in a dumb way, so it ended up putting this shoot off because obviously you can see it's like bent. As a matter of fact, I probably should just snap this off, but the only reason I don't want to is because it has this leaf here. I am considering potentially snipping this leaf off and propagating it. So I don't know. I might do that. I might not. It all depends. We'll see how I'm feeling in the next few weeks, but I considered it. And then also, yeah, I don't have anything negative to say, but oh yeah, that's actually something I did want to add. I cut off one of the newer leaves one of the leaves that it came with. So it was just looking funny. Like the underneath, I don't know what was going on. There was some scarring and I don't do the scarring. So I chopped that leaf off. I treated the plant with a systemic just in case, and everything has been peachy, fine and dandy. Everybody's been happy in here. So I have grown 1, 2, 3, 4 leaves since I got it. And I guess that's not really like a huge feat because I think I must have got this plant in either March or April of this year. So considering it's November, that's not a whole lot, but I'm still happy about it. I think also the leaves do take quite some time to expand when they come out. So this leaf took a little moment, and then like, I don't know, I think maybe there's something I could do to increase the growth of it. I also wonder if it was growing a little bit slower because the lights that it used to be under were significantly brighter. That's not to say that this plant can't take bright light. It's just that I'm wondering if maybe that was like hindering the growth because it was getting very sun stressed. Like right now you're seeing it fading back down from what it used to be. It was a way darker red on each of these leaves, but it is fading a bit. So I'm wondering if that was that. But this growth point has been growing nice and stable, nice and sturdy. Oh my God, what was that? Okay. Nice and sturdy, nice and stable. And then it looks like it's gonna try to give me more than one leaf at a time because you can see them getting like sticky. Like there's like a stickiness that they exude when they start stretching off. So this leaf here, it's already separating from the stem or the vine. And it's gonna start coming out soon. So I'm excited. I like this plant and it has grown, obviously. It's not a fast grower, but I do really enjoy this plant, and I can say I still feel confident that in the next few months is going to do something for me because the plant didn't actually grow immediately when I got it. I think it took at least a month or two before it to acclimate. I think that these 2 leaves here came within a short distance of each other. So we'll see how it continues to do. Not a fast grower by any means, but it's very rewarding. I really, really like it. And I don't think I have a Hoya that quite like looks like this one. Okay, so that was the first one. So the second one, the second most recent Gabriella Plants unboxing, I only unboxed 5 plants. Now I'm saying only, but that's a reduction. We went from 7 and we dropped down to 5. Okay, the first plant that I unboxed was my Anthurium radicans crossed with luxurians. Now, let's laugh for a minute. In this video, I literally was talking about how, oh my God, this might be the only Anthurium I get because, you know, I can't do the crisping leaves. I want to be, I can't do all of that. I'm a little stressed about all of that. Blah, 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 blah. And that's just a look of the collection right now. But y'all see that? I see y'all. I know y'all see. Okay. So obviously that's not what happened. But let me go ahead and show y'all what my Radlux is looking like currently. So in one of my favorites video, I was like, get up on this leaf. Oh my God, we love this plant. Oh my God, I love this plant. Oh my God, oh my God. And this is the newer leaf that she's putting out. She's just at the verge of like fully hardening off. I'm also noticing that the petiole, the like up here is starting to get like a texture that I think is so cute. I will say that this plant absolutely like unequivocally needs a repot. So I do need to get to that like expeditiously. I'm going to actually do this and a bunch of other Anthurium repots. Maybe like, yeah, I want to do this and a bunch of other Anthurium repots in its own separate video. Transparently, I wanted to wait for this leaf to harden off because people keep saying like not to repot the Anthurium when they're putting out a leaf. My problem is that I'm having with some of my Anthurium is I want to repot them and they need to be repotted. Otherwise I have to like, it's a bit of a struggle to keep it on with the watering. But since they're smaller, they're not like very large. They're not like putting out one leaf like a month and hardening off and then I have that window where I can repot. They're actively putting out leaves so often. And then this one, because it also put out an offset, where's the offset? Oh, it's right here. Because it did that, I'm basically like, okay, I need to beat the clock. And maybe it's not that deep. I'm gonna wait for this one to like fully harden and then I'm gonna up pot this one. This and like my crystallina behind me, they both need to be put into larger pots. The roots on Anthurium grow so quickly. It's actually a little bit out of control. These plants are like definitely the plants that I repot the most. So I think I would recommend Anthurium for anybody that likes to be really involved in their plant care. This one is looking good. It does need a repot and the stem is like growing up and all that good stuff, but I'll probably just up pot it and keep it pushing from there. The next plant from the same haul was a lipstick plant, the Aescananthus Black Pagoda. I actually literally just, oh my God, I just got rid of this plant. She was looking good and she kept looking good and I thought that she was gonna give me really nice flowers. I never got the nice flowers. I just got like these ugly little things that came out. I never got any color. I don't know if I wasn't doing something right, but honestly, I just one day looked at it and I was like, I really don't want this plant anymore. So I let it go from my life. And that's really just the truth of it all. She had to go. I don't have much else to say. She's not a hard plant to care for. If you enjoy a plant like that, I would 10 out of 10 recommend you getting one. It was very easy. I just didn't like it after a while. After a while, I started getting plants that I enjoyed. And like I said, and I keep saying, I only keep plants that really bring me joy. It stopped bringing me joy, so I let it go. The next one that I unboxed was a begonia Little Miss Mummy. This plant is such a sad story. Oh my God, it's such a sad story. So hear me out, y'all. I really don't know what happened here. I had the plant for a little while actually, and it would grow. I was really struggling. It's a smaller, like the leaves are significantly smaller and it is still like an angel wing begonia, but I was really struggling, bro. Like, I mean, wow, I was really struggling with either like keeping up on the watering for it, but like leaves would crisp off. So eventually I was getting like tall stems with like bare leaves and like it was growing very quickly, but like leaves were dropping from the bottom regularly. And I was just like, what is the tea with this? And then just as I started getting the hang of it, which really meant like I was keeping it moist. Honestly, it truly is a plant that I would 100% recommend putting into like a self-watering pot. I was always keeping it moist. Started getting the hang of it. One day, I creep up on the plant. I seen something moving and I said, you know what? You caused me too much stress and strife. You have to go. And I let that plant go from my life. I'm not even gonna lie. I said, it's too much for me. I can't be. And I was like, after all that I've done for you, and I finally got the hang, I committed. I was in it for the long haul. As a matter of fact, the plant used to sit up on that shelf. I was in it for the long haul. You got them creepy crawly. I threw the plant out. Treated everything in the vicinity. Ain't seen no creepy crawlies on any of these little babies since. And that's really that. The next plant that I got in this video was a Hoya quinquenervia. Do I even need to pull her out? Matter of fact, let me pull her out. All right, here is Miss Quinner. Ooh. Here, oh my God, we got new leaves coming out. Okay, here is Miss Hoya quinquenervia. So this plant is an ease. She's great. She's great. What can we say? Like, even if you're looking at the way that she was looking over here when I first unboxed her, she's great. She has grown. My bad, y'all. I got a little distracted. But anywho, what I was saying is this plant has been a real dream to grow. Very easy. It looks sensational. You could tell that it's grown, obviously, since I got it. I didn't get it as a wee little itty bitty baby plant. But even that said, it wasn't like filling up the trellis when I trellised it at all. It has grown significantly. I really love this plant. It is always growing. I will say that when the vines get too close to the light, they do shrivel off. So sometimes you got to be a little bit careful about that and kind of like tuck them so that they're a little bit protected, because it's not normal for them to be touching like a grow light or anything like that. But yeah, other than that, I don't have much to say. It is a goal of mine right now to get this plant to sun stress a little bit more. I'm just trying to figure out the best circumstance to put it in order for it to get sun stressed without like those vines consistently crisping off as well. Okay, and then the next plant I unboxed in this video was another Hoya surigauensis. So I had got this one because I was like, oh, I just told y'all the whole story about the first one. And I just wanted to see, like, is this what it's supposed to look like? And I will say that other surigauensis I had looked really, like, a lot more like quinquenervia, but without, like, the crinkled or, like, messed up, like, I said messed up, but, like, wrinkled in, dented in, roughly looking leaves. It literally has a very similar venation pattern, and even like sun stresses in a similar way. I actually ended up giving that plant to my auntie because honestly it was like $7.50, and I was like, you don't need to, and I was already invested in the recovery of this other plant, so I gave it to my auntie. And yeah, that's what happened with that one. So she's not here anymore. She's in a new home. All right, so finally getting into video number 3. This is my most recent Gabriella Plants haul. And actually for this video, I really enjoyed filming this video. This video was like a what I ordered versus what I got. Now let me go ahead and go through, the plants, because I talked a lot of smack in this video. I went back and rewatched it and I said, girl, you talk a lot. You really do. First one I got was the Hoya sigillatus. Now I do still have her. This is she. This is the sigillatus right here. Let me put the color data up. This is the sigillatus right here. Honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I have to restart this plant again because I think I really messed up the roots. But I am gonna try. I'm gonna try first by like potting it up into something. But honestly and truly, I really don't know. I can't be certain. It has grown the best in the perlite, and I am nervous to pot it up into something. I probably won't even pot. I'm sitting here talking smack. I probably won't. I probably will just put water in this because it's actually feeling a little bit dry. Put some water in it and then just keep it pushing. All right. The next plant that I unboxed is actually a Hoya australis lisa. I am so, okay, look at what this plant looked like when I took it out. Now, was it just a 2-leaf cutting? No. But it wasn't what she is now. Matter of fact, let me pull her out. Here is my Hoya australis lisa. Not me, I got caught up looking because she put out 2 other vines from the top here. This is my Hoya australis lisa. She has fully taken over this little baby trellis right here. She's also putting out 2 new vines from the point where it last felt like it was going upright, so that's cool. This vine also hasn't died and is putting out a new leaf down at the bottom. Matter of fact, let me get y'all up on that. You can see, oh my God. You can see the new leaf that's coming out down there. And there are 2 other new leaves coming out over here. I honestly and truly, I have no negative things to say about this plant. This plant is so easygoing. So easygoing. I mean, it grows so quickly. I literally got this plant in April, and I'm pretty sure, just from what y'all are seeing, when I got the plant, I only had, I think there were like 3 nodes grown, and then I've grown every leaf from here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I've grown 16 leaves, period. She has grown a lot. She has really done her big one. This is an easy going plant. I'm even finding this one easier than the green form. And that's kind of wild, because normally like variegated versions of plants are harder, but this one, I will say, is significantly easier for me. It is just doing this big one. I don't even have to worry about it. I don't worry about it, in fact. Okay, the next plant I unboxed was my begonia summer storm. Y'all, this begonia was the gateway begonia. Like, this was, I think I already had begonias before this, but this was the gateway into me being obsessed with begonias. I like begonias. I think begonias are similar to, for me, philodendron, where I don't have as many, but I really love them. And the reason for that is begonias grow very quickly. Y'all can see, I unboxed this plant and it had 3, maybe 4 leaves. I done cut off at least 7 leaves since I had the plant. Let me get y'all up on it. This is what she's looking like right now. I told y'all, I unboxed this plant in freaking maybe, what was it, April? And there's a couple leaves that's turned to the back, bruh. Like, the plant is monstrous. It's huge. It's giant. I love it. It's actually, I think it's one of my, it's definitely top 5 in the collection. Sometimes, some weeks I'm like, this is my favorite plant. I don't think a day goes by and I don't look at this plant. I love her. And she is just taking over, getting big, doing her big one. You know, she probably could benefit from a repot, but I'm gonna be real with you, I'm not finna do it. I'm not finna do it. Not anytime soon. Honestly, the next time it needs to, I mean, look, it's roots coming out the bottom. The next time it needs to be repotted, really and true. Ooh, now she tried to take me out. The next time it needs to be potted, I might just cut the roots off the bottom, do one of those. You know what I'm saying? How they be chopping the bottom and then throwing the soil, you know what I mean? It might have to get like that. This plant is fantastic. It's texturally great. The colors are good. The growth is sensational. Look how much growth. And I'm telling you right now, I cut leaves off. I cut leaves off. Yes, I do. I have to. Like, sometimes I actually just have to do a little, you know? And she just keeps growing. She just keeps doing her thing. She be flowering. She's a happy babe. I really enjoy this plant. Next plant I unboxed was my Hoya Loisandrusiana. In this video, I was panicked. I was so stressed out. I was like, oh my God, it's not in the cards for me to have a Lois. It's not in the cards. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. That's still the belief. So that plant is actually gone, and this is a replacement plant. And I mean, we still got the same yellowing thing. So I guess I could have rocked on through with the first one. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know at all. I don't know. I don't have anything to add here. I can only say that I grew this one leaf, and nobody can take that from me. I can at least say I grew one Loisandrusiana leaf. This plant is kind of light, so I am gonna give it some water. But that's really it, y'all. I don't have anything to add here. All right, next up in this video, I unboxed a staghorn fern. Now, I lied to y'all and said, oh my God, I want to do a project in my living room. I did want to do, okay, I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to do the project, but hear me out. I got to downstairs and I was in the living room, and then I said, logistically, the only place you could put this plant is in the direct line of the air conditioner. How that's gonna work? I got these big HVAC systems, y'all. There's nothing I can do. I cannot put plants in that line. Even right now, I actually got some shelves and I was intending to keep them, like, y'all can't see, but in that direction, so like opposite of my bed. I was intending to keep them there. It's in direct line. I just don't feel comfortable leaving the plants there. Like, the temperature isn't like significantly lower, but it's like a couple degrees off, you know, a couple degrees off. But even still, I tried by putting like a plastic bag, and no matter what, the plastic bag was always moving, even at the lowest temperature. So I can't keep the plants there in like an unenclosed cabinet. But spoiler alert, I am finna get me, and I know I said I wasn't gonna do this. I'm not getting a tent, but I am getting a cabinet. Now, I'm not thinking that the cabinet is going to be my long-term solution, but I am thinking it's going to be an aesthetically pleasing thing that I can do, and probably something that I can have fun with. At the end of the month, I'm revamping up here. Y'all finna see soon. But yeah, anywho, the fern, I ended up getting rid of it. Why is that? I couldn't get it to grow. I couldn't mount it. So let's start there. I couldn't mount it. Then I could not get the plant to grow to save my life. Yo, I could not get this plant to grow properly. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I couldn't water it properly. I don't know. I don't know. And it started crisping up. The fronds started getting messed up. Something was mushing. I don't know. So I had to let that one go. I had the staghorn fern. I had another fern after that, actually. What was it? Oh, the bird's nest fern. Didn't do well. And now I have a blue oil fern, but that one is in my living room, and I think that one is gonna make it. I think that one's gonna be in it for the long haul, because honestly, it hasn't been as like ferny as the other two. It hasn't given me that weird feeling. I think if I get to the point of repotting it and it has that same root system that the bird's nest fern has, because honestly, I think that's what really turned me off from the bird's nest fern. The roots it's an absolute no for me. But yeah, the staghorn, it declined. I'm not even gonna try again because I can't mount it, and I only like the aesthetic of the staghorn when it's like mounted and growing outward like that. I don't necessarily think it's the one that I like hanging in a basket per se. So yeah, I had to let her go. I just had to let her go, and that's just the truth. Okay, the next one that I have is actually, oh my God, why is she looking like that? I just looked at the one that I was about to talk to y'all about, and I'm getting nervous. Oh my God. It's my begonia Joe Hayden. This is what she was looking like when I first got her. I think she was actually looking cute when I first got her. She has grown, but I will say that this plant definitely has cycled through some leaves on account of me. I either under or overwater this plant sometimes, and it just gets a little bit upset. And right now you're gonna see it in a little bit of an upset mood. Okay, so this is my Joe Hayden right now. It is thirsty, so I'm gonna also put this next to the Black Magic, and I'm gonna water it. I think a lot of the plants that I pulled out, actually no, that's not true. A few of the plants that I pulled out are thirsty. But also my plants right now, let me take off that little dying leaf. That's unfortunate, but it had to be done, my girl. It had to be done. A lot of my plants right now, they are kind of like in a weird space because the seasons are changing. So I don't know if that's what's really doing it, but anyway, I'm pretty sure this is a begonia. So, you know, we're gonna trim this up. I'm gonna give it a nice watering and it'll be fine. But some of these leaves down here that are drooping, they might just have to go. Any ones that feel really soft, I'll cut them off. But yeah, she's a good one. She's a good girl. She really is. It's really my fault. I just haven't watered her properly. I don't think the last couple times. I think I've been underwatering her. And that's because her soil gets so, like her pot gets so heavy that I just, in my mind, I get to telling myself like there's no way she can need water again. But she could, girl, she could. She'd be growing. And also she's growing out of the pot. So I think she might need even like a bigger pot. So in fact, I might even give her an upsize. For now, tonight, I'm gonna water her, but I might give her an upsize in that same repot and chat video. But honestly, look at how black these leaves are. I love this plant, bro. This is what I was saying is looking a little bit sad. Like you can see, there's some like, you see that? Like I've never seen, I don't know if that's fungal or, I'm not sure. I've never seen that. The next plant that I ordered was a Hoya globulosa. And this is what it looked like. I was so thrilled because when I got the plant, it had the one leaf sticking out the bottom, and then I had the two that grew, and then I ended up growing these two right here. And I was so thrilled. You could tell the internodal spacing wasn't crazy. I don't know what took over the plant that made it say I would like to grow higher and higher. But then it did. And the internodal spacing on this is like almost triple what the internodal spacing typically is. Yeah, it's like almost triple, which is really, really wild. So I have a plan with this one right now. I am going to chop this because I can't, there's no way that the next set of leaves is gonna grow up here and I'm gonna be okay with that. So I'm gonna wait for these leaves to fully harden off, etc. And then I'm going to chop this plant. And then I'm gonna propagate the top, and then hopefully when I chop it and I stake it up, the plant continues to grow without like the wild internodal spacing that it has right now. I'm thinking that it just needs something to hold on to. But yeah, I really liked this leaf that it put out, because it wasn't like, these ones were kind of bleached in my opinion, but this one was like nice and dark where you can really see like that globulosa veining and texture and all that good stuff. And I really like this plant because it's like fuzzy, etc. So literally there are hairs all up and through this plant. I love it. I don't love this internodal spacing, but that's what happened. This plant actually was on like my favorites when it first grew these 2 leaves. I was so excited about it. And then it did this. And I just want to know, like, what did I do to you for you to do this? It was growing under incredibly bright light though when it did this. So I'm not really sure. I'm really not sure, because the light was, I wish I had the light meter back then, but I'm telling you, every single plant was sun stressing on them shelves. Like every plant was either bleaching or sun stressing to death. So because it was under bright light, I can't say that it was reaching for the light, and that's why I did that. But I do know that I will chop this one off, and I will give it another shot to, you know what I'm saying? Do something for your girl. Give me something I could feel. Okay, so the next plant that I unboxed on this video was the Hoya Duangawana, and I really liked this plant when I ordered it. And when it came, I was a little bit stressed out. Was I stressed in the video? Can't recall, but I know that I ended up, I think I was, oh my God, yes. I think it was this plant that I thought I saw a spider, and then I ended up chopping it up actually. I don't think I chopped it on the video, but I did end up chopping it up. I had multiple propagations, but then I just decided I don't need multiple propagations, so I kept the one, and this is what it's currently looking like. I think these 2 are the newest leaves. This one isn't quite as thick as this one yet. I don't have anything negative to say. I actually have good things. This plant roots really quickly. So if you look, it's completely rooted in here. So it rooted really quickly. It did well between the transition from perlite into substrate. It is still doing well. When I propagated it, it was only these 2 base leaves here. So remember, first I had to establish a root system, etc. Then it gave me this monstrous leaf with the little fishtail. I love when they do that. And now it's giving me these 2 leaves, and we also have some vines that it's working on. Yeah, I don't really have anything negative to say, but I am excited that I actually finally got it underneath not as bright lights, because I do want the plant to give me leaves that kind of look like this, because it's not, I don't know if it's variegation, but like instead of it being, it's like a green on green variegated-esque plant, and I want it to keep giving me a little bit more of that versus just like straight up lime green. So the next and final plant that I unboxed in that video was my begonia passing storm. When I got the plant, I was thrilled. I loved what it looked like. I loved the little iridescence. I still love the plant to this day. I don't have the plant, but I love the plant. So I ended up potting the plant because the substrate was just drying out very quickly. I didn't rot the plant away. Like, let me say that, because it actually started rooting significantly and it would dry out and all that good stuff. But for some reason, I couldn't find a spot to put the plant in like the new orientation. Because when I first got the plant, it was actually here, but things were changed around. And I think once I moved it, it just never I could never get it in a spot that either the leaves wouldn't crisp or like the plant wouldn't dry out like incredibly fast. And at some point I just kind of got tired because the plant kept looking like it wasn't always looking its best anymore, and that was frustrating me. And again, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, I don't keep the plants that do not bring me joy. So let alone, now you frustrating me, that's a little bit too much. So I did have to let her go. This is like one of those plants though that I let go of that I may try again in the future if I have a setup that I feel like might accommodate it. Because I think that this plant actually isn't like a very bright light loving plant. I think it actually needed a little bit lower light, and transparently with the way that I reconfigured things, it wasn't gonna get that anymore. And the rest of my begonias have like been thriving in the brighter light, but this one wasn't. And I just couldn't keep looking at it looking depressy like that. So I did have to let her go. And that's just I gotta be real. That's just me being real. So that is the end of all the growth updates. I just talked about a whole ton of plants that I have that I got from Gabriella Plants. Just giving like some of my closing thoughts on Gabriella Plants. I know some of y'all haven't had the best experiences with Gabriella Plants, so I just want to name that I'm not trying to minimize any of your experiences. I'm just naming what my experience was and has been, and my experience overall has been pretty good. I just wanted to show what the plants are looking like. They're growing, they're doing their big ones. Some of them did not make it here, and that's unfortunate, but the good majority of them did. The good majority of them did. They still here and they are growing. Now, with that being said, I will see y'all in the next video on Sunday. We don't even know what that video is gonna be, child, but I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna see y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.